Welcome to the deep dive. This time, we're really unpacking the talking points from the latest Serie A weekend.
Yeah, quite a weekend it was.
Absolutely. We're covering everything from Friday, May 2nd, right through to that Monday game on May 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got, the usual stack of match summaries, plus some pretty detailed analysis pieces for each game.
Yeah, plenty to dig into.
So our mission, really, is to cut through all that and give you the most interesting insights, the key moments. Basically, a fast track to what really mattered in Serie A over those few days.
Exactly. And looking through it all, you get this fascinating snapshot of where the league's at right now. It wasn't just scores, lots of tactical stuff going on.
Some really interesting individual performances shaping things too, I bet.
Definitely. Shape the outcomes in quite a few games.
Okay, let's get right into it then. Friday, May 2nd, Torino versus Venezia. Ended 1-1. Sounds like a bit of a stalemate.
It does, and the sources suggest it was, well, a real tactical battle. Both teams seemed pretty solid at the back.
Right. Well organized. Made it hard to create clear chances, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Torino did manage to break through, but it was from a set piece.
Ah, the classic deadlock breaker. Always useful when open play isn't quite working.
For sure. And then Venezia's goal, it came from a counterattack.
Okay, so they showed some teeth on the break. Quick transition.
Yeah, suggests they've got that resilience,
Yeah.
and they can be opportunistic.
Did anything else stand out?
Actually, yeah. The analysis really highlights the Venezia keeper. Made several crucial saves, apparently.
So not just luck holding Torino to a draw then.
No, seemed like you really earned them that point. A strong last line of defense.
Right. Moving on to Saturday, May 3rd, the morning kickoffs. Cagliari hosted Udinese, and Udinese took it 2-1. What was the story there?
Well, it sounds like Udinese's attack was just more relentless. They kept the pressure on.
More sustained threat compared to Cagliari.
Yeah. I mean, Cagliari apparently started with good energy, had some chances early on.
But didn't take them.
Seems that way. Udinese were just more clinical when it mattered.
Okay, and the goals. Udinese's first came from a quick passing move.
Speaks to good coordination, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In that final third.
It does. And Cagliari's equalizer, a long-range strike. Always exciting, but maybe harder to rely on.
True. And Udinese still found a winner after that.
Suggests maybe they had a bit more in the tank, or maybe just better tactics later on.
Could be either. Or maybe Cagliari just couldn't maintain that early intensity, It raises that question.
Interesting. Okay, the other morning game. Parma Calcio versus Como, 1907. And Como pulled off a 1-0 win away from home. Bit of a surprise.
Seems like it, especially given how the game apparently played out.
How so?
Parma had, tons of possession, dominated the ball.
But Como won, so a classic defensive masterclass.
Looks that way. Como were described as incredibly disciplined, really compact, just denied Parma any space.
So Como just soaked it all up and then bang, hit them on the counter for the winner.
Pretty much. That winning goal apparently exploited some defensive gaps on Parma's side.
It really shows, doesn't it? Having the ball isn't everything if you can't break down a stubborn defense.
Exactly. Parma had their attempts, but Como's resilience, plus that one clinical moment, that was enough.
Makes you wonder if Parma could have tried something different, maybe mixed it up more.
Yeah, perhaps. A tough one to break down, clearly.
All right, shifting to Saturday afternoon, Lecce versus Napoli. Another tight one, 1-0 to Napoli. It sounds like Napoli had to work for that.
Yeah, the analysis points towards Napoli's tactical maturity being important here.
Lecce put up a good fight defensively.
Seems so. Organized, made it difficult. But Napoli were patient, kept probing.
And their quality eventually showed through.
Looks like it. The winning goal came from one of those precise passing moves they do so well.
Classic Napoli build-up, unlocking a tight defense.
They didn't panic, stuck to their game plan, and found that moment. Shows confidence, I think.
Definitely. Okay, the other afternoon game. Inter against Hellas Verona. And guess what? Another 1-0. This time to Inter.
Yeah, a weekend of tight score lines, it seems.
Seriously, defense is on top.
Well, certainly Inter's defense. We know how solid they are, and they showed it again here. Controlled the game, mostly.
But Verona made it tough.
Yeah, credit to them. Defended well, apparently. Their keeper had to make some key saves, too.
And Inter's winner? Let me guess. A set piece.
You got it. Another one decided by a dead ball.
It's becoming a real theme. Shows how vital they are when things are tight.
Absolutely. When you can't break through an open play, that ability to convert from a set piece is just massive, even for top teams.
Right. On to Sunday, May 4th, morning games first, Empoli versus Lazio Roma. Lazio won 1-0. Another close one.
Yep, another 1-0. The dynamic here sounds interesting, though. Empoli started really fast.
A high energy. Put Lazio under pressure.
Yeah, created some early chances, pressed high, seemed to disrupt Lazio a bit.
But couldn't score.
Nope. I guess a team like Lazio, you often need to take those early chances. It proved costly.
So Lazio weathered the storm and then struck.
Pretty much. Got their goal from a quick passing sequence, showed that clinical edge.
Absorbed the pressure, then hit back. Sounds efficient.
Very. And again, like the Venezia game, the Lazio keeper was crucial. Made some important saves to deny Empoli.
Underscores that point again, doesn't it? A good keeper winning you points in these tight games.
Definitely. A reliable last line is invaluable.
Okay, now for something completely different. Monza versus Atalanta. Finished 4-0 to Atalanta.
Yeah, this one breaks the mold a bit. A dominant performance by Atalanta, it seems.
Just blew Monza away.
The analysis paints that picture, yeah. Atalanta, at their attacking best movement, intensity. Monza just had no answer. Relentless.
Wow. Any specific moments highlighted?
The first goal is mentioned as being really well coordinated, like a proper team move that just set the tone.
Ah, so not just individuals, but the whole team clicking from the start.
Exactly. And when a team hits you like that early on, it's so hard to get back into the game.
Yeah.
A real statement from Atalanta.
Definitely sends a message. Okay, Sunday afternoon, Roma versus Fiorentina. Back to the tight scores, 1-0 Roma.
Yeah. Another tactical battle by the sounds of it. Roma's defensive shape was key here.
Limiting Fiorentina's chances.
Seems so. Both teams well-drilled, hard to break down. Cagey affair, maybe?
And the Roma goal. Don't tell me.
It's that piece again.
Unbelievable. How many is that now? It really was the weekend for them.
It really was. Fiorentina pushed, apparently, but Roma's defense held firm.
Shows Roma can manage these tight games, rely on that structure, and just find a way, even if it's from a dead ball.
Yeah, it's a sign of a team that knows how to grind out results. Winning ugly sometimes.
Okay, final game on Sunday. Bologna against Juventus Torino. This one ended 1-1. Sounds like a good contest.
Yeah, the sources suggest moments of quality and resilience from both sides. A proper Serie A clash.
How did it unfold?
Bologna started really brightly, lots of energy, took the lead with a well-taken goal, showed their intent early.
But Juve aren't easily rattled, are they?
No, they hit back with a well-coordinated equalizer.
Yeah.
Showed their ability to respond.
And it sounds like both keepers were involved.
Yeah, both made key saves, apparently, keeping the scores level at times. Suggests it might have been quite open.
A 1-1 draw, maybe a fair reflection of a competitive game then.
Possibly. Really shows the level across the league, doesn't it? Both teams capable.
It does. Okay, let's wrap up the fixtures with Monday, May 5th. Genoa versus Milan. Milan won 2-1.
Right. Milan needing the points to stay up there. Sounds like they showed their class and determination.
Had to dig deep, though. Genoa offered a threat.
Yeah, Milan's first goal was described as well-worked, but Genoa came back with an equalizer. Showed their own attacking prowess.
But Milan found a way to win it.
A well-timed winning goal to secure the 3 points. Crucial for them.
Suggests that resilience again, that winning mentality, even when things get tough on the road.
Definitely. A fitting end, really, to a weekend that had so many hard-fought games. Milan showed their quality under pressure.
So, looking back at the whole weekend then, a few themes really jump out, don't they?
Yeah, that's...
So many tight contests, lots of 1-0s, defensive strength was massive.
Absolutely, and those key moments, the set pieces, we mentioned them so many times.
And the counterattacks, too. Really decisive in several games.
Opportunistic plays were often the difference. And then you have the outlier, that dominant Atalanta performance.
Right, that Fornello really stands out against all the other results.
It does. But overall, piecing it together, it just underlines the tactical nature of Serie A right now, the competitiveness.
Yeah, not always goal fest, but always these strategic battles, fine margins.
Incredibly fine margins in most of those games.
Yeah.
Every little detail mattered.
So, thinking about all these results together, all those narrow wins, the draws, Atalanta's big victory, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does this mean for the bigger picture? Which of these hard-fought wins will give teams that crucial momentum boost? And can Atalanta keep up that incredible attacking level? Definitely gives us, and you listening, plenty to think about as the season moves forward.